here in LinkedIn Live land. Welcome to Hot Jobs at Hire. Thank you so much for joining us today on what will be the last Hot Jobs Live with our recruiting team for 2021. I can't believe I'm saying that already. This year has flown by, I'm sure, as it has for most of you as well. But it's been such a great year here at HireMilitary, and we are just so grateful for all of you in our community that come every week and tune in here to learn more about opportunities that we have to share at HireMilitary. And we have some great opportunities to share for you today, as well as some more resume tips, tricks, and advice from our recruiting team. As always, if you're a transitioning service member, veteran, or military spouse, we'd love to hear more about you. Tell us where you're watching from and a little bit about yourself in the comments. If it's your first time here at Hot Jobs as well, we'd love to see that. We've had a lot of first-time viewers over the last couple of weeks, and it's always great to see more people from the military community finding HireMilitary and finding this LinkedIn Live that we do every week. Hi, Raymond, Samantha, Jacob, welcome. So great to see all of you tuning in. Again, just keep introducing yourself in the comments. As much as it is an opportunity for us to share information with you, these are always just great times for us to get to know more about you, our community, and a great opportunity for you to network and find out more about others within the military space, maybe other transitioning service members, veterans, or spouses that you could connect with in the chats today. So just please continue introducing yourselves, and we will introduce who we have on the call today here from our team at HireMilitary. So I'll go first. I'm Kate Wood. I'm a recruiter here at HireMilitary. I'm an Army veteran and a military spouse who is currently stationed near Eglin Air Force Base in Northwest Florida. And Amber, another one of our recruiters on the team, is tuning in today from San Antonio, Texas. Amber, love to see you here.
Hi, Kate. Thanks so much. Yeah, I am in San Antonio. I see some other fellow Texas people joining us, so that's very exciting. I'm a recruiter, and I'm an Air Force veteran. My husband is still active duty Air Force, and I'm very excited to share some new opportunities today.
Thank you so much, Amber. I know I see some other San Antonio, Texas people in here. Obviously, Texas is a huge military state. We have a lot of people there serving currently, and it's always a popular destination for those getting out and retiring as well. So hello to everyone in Texas. And Brandy Walker, who is our SkillBridge recruiter. Welcome.
Hey, everybody. So I am your SkillBridge recruiter. So I'm up here in the Pacific Northwest. It's just a little rainy, just a little chilly. They keep predicting snow. It's never happening at this point. So they keep saying it. I am an Army veteran as well. And my husband is actually Army retired. And he did one of the SkillBridges, and it's worked out really well for him. So happy to help with that if anybody has questions.
Thank you so much, Brandy. I'm sure there are some of you in our audience today that have worked with Brandy on finding SkillBridge opportunities. She is fantastic. So much knowledge about the SkillBridge space, and is glad to answer and help you if you have any questions just regarding SkillBridge in general or any of the SkillBridge opportunities that we offer here at HireMilitary. So Brandy, thank you so much for being with us today. And last but certainly not least, next up we have Lucy Robinson, coming to us from the Arctic tundra of Alaska. Lucy, welcome.
Hey, I'm not the only person in Alaska today. Troy King, I see you. You may be 5 hours south of me. I'm in Fairbanks, Alaska. I have to tell everybody my internet is not so great today because unlike Brandy, we have an awful lot of snow, and apparently that affects the cable here. I'm an active duty Air Force spouse, and we are currently stationed in Eielson, Alaska for our sins.
Wonderful. Thank you, Lucy, for coming on today with us. Lucy, I can't believe that we are nearly 10 days away from the end of this year. I know that this year has flown by for me. It seems like yesterday I just started at HireMilitary at the end of July. And I know it's been such a fascinating year just to look back on the growth and impacts that HireMilitary has had over the year. What did the year look like for you at HireMilitary?
Oh my gosh, what did the year look like for me? So Kate, you joined in July, I started in May, and our team has gone from 0 on January 1, 2021 to 4 of us at the end of this year in our team. And then just in January alone, we are going to be adding two more people to our team. So I'm incredibly excited about that. A team of 6 against this time last year. This has been the most successful year at HireMilitary in terms of placing SkillBridge candidates in cohorts and ad hoc across companies, all across the United States, as well as in fully remote opportunities. We hugely surpassed the goal for the year of placing 120 interns, and we are hoping to really smash that again next year. We also, when I joined and you came on board to support me, started our direct hire service. So that's placing veterans and military spouses into permanent positions across the US as well. And that was really to grow our service from not just supporting the transitioning service member that represents, quite a small percentage of the military population, but extending our service to everybody within our demographic. So I'm so thrilled to be a part of that. And lastly, we have engaged in so many new partnerships across this year, but December has been literally a month of signing contracts, and we are so excited to kick January off. We've got so many new clients that are coming aboard with extensive amount of vacancies and opportunities across the US and across all industries and positions. So watch out, keep your eyes peeled to our LinkedIn Lives, to everything that we place across social media, and also our job board, our career site, because that's where all of our positions will be advertised.
Thank you so much for that, Lucy. Just a quick recap of, just some of the successes that we've had here at HireMilitary. And another huge success, which if you tuned in last week at Hot Jobs, we did a giveaway, in part due to reaching over 300,000 followers on our LinkedIn page. And we were able to give away some HireMilitary t-shirts last week. And so just wanted to take the opportunity to say thank you. Thank you to our LinkedIn community. We have so many amazing, advocates that are engaging and commenting and supporting and sharing our openings and vacancies, as well as just all of you who are part of our community and support us not only in tuning in every week at these hot jobs, but just sharing opportunities and sharing what we do here at HireMilitary with your connections. So again, just thank you so much to everyone. We're just so thankful that we've had this success and just looking forward to another great year as we start off 2022. So thanks so much for that, Lucy. And I see everyone coming in the comments, just telling us more about themselves. Please continue. It's so great to see we have people tuning in from, what kind of experiences you had, what kind of jobs you're looking for. And the last couple of weeks, we've really had fun just answering job search related questions. I think it's been a great just way that we can just give some more value and give some more advice and tips and tricks to our job searchers out there in the military community. So as we go along here, continue to type questions in the chats that you have related to job searching. We really want to be able to, add value and help you prepare in any way possible, whether it's a job that you're applying for here at HireMilitary or a SkillBridge internship or elsewhere. We really want to be able just to provide value and answer as many questions as we can related to the job search process. This segment today, we're going to be talking about resumes specifically. So if you have specific resume questions, please type those into the chat. If we don't go over them later on in this segment, we'll definitely take note of them and try to answer them in another Hot Jobs later on next year. So please type those into the chats as we go here, and we will get to those later on. All right, back to Hot Jobs we will be discussing today. As we share roles, like always, if you're interested, just type into the chats which role you're interested in, the title and the specific location, and we will be able to reach out to you directly following this broadcast with a direct link to apply. So let us get into it here. Amber, you have a couple opportunities that we just brought on this week with a great organization.
I do, yeah, Kate. The first one is a facility manager. So this one is actually in two locations. The first location is St. Paul, Minnesota, and then the other location is in the Dallas area. So for the facility manager, the ideal candidate that our client is looking for is a transitioning service member or a veteran, because they're looking for those excellent leadership skills that are needed, right, to manage a facility, to create that safe environment, safe and desirable work environment at that. They would like somebody that has 3 years of management experience, that has a mechanical aptitude. They prefer a bachelor's degree, but it's not necessary if you don't have one. So if you're interested in the facility manager position, definitely let us know.
Absolutely. And this organization really, really values what military veterans, transitioning service members, and spouses can bring to their organization. Again, this is a great entry point into a very good organization. There's great opportunities for growth and promotion internally within this organization. They have locations across the United States and Canada. So again, this is the facility manager position in St. Paul, Minnesota, or Dallas, Texas. If you're interested, just type facility manager into the chats, and Amber or I or someone else from the recruiting team will get back to you with that direct link to apply. And Amber, we have another position with this organization as well.
Yeah, Kate. We have a facility technician. So this one is in Indianapolis. It is with the same client. Again, they have about 80 locations across the U.S. And so we're really, really excited to be helping them grow their team. But they're looking for somebody that has a mechanical ability with this facility technician position. They do prefer a year to two experience in some fields that lots of service members may have, to include transportation, chemicals, supply chain, manufacturing, and logistics. And that's the facility technician in Indianapolis.
Great. That's a great, entry level role with a really great organization. Again, they have VPs within their organization that have started off as facility technicians. So they truly do put put behind their philosophy of trying to grow from within. So if you're interested in that role and in that location, the facility technician in Indianapolis, Indiana, just please type facility technician into the chats. Or if there's someone that might not be on this broadcast today, but you know might be interested, you can just tag them in the chats as well, so they're aware of these opportunities, and we can give them more information about the roles. Thank you so much, Amber. I have some roles to share today. We have an electronic service technician role. Two positions actually within the Chicago metro area. I know we had someone on the chat say, any positions in Chicago? Well, we do. We have this electronic service technician role. And we're actually seeking two electronic service technicians. They have two different locations within the Chicago metro area that they are needing candidates for. Our client is an IT consulting firm, and they're really passionate about having their customers, just helping their customers transform their workplace productivity. So the electronic service technician, they're looking for someone that can provide first-rate customer service, has really good, communication skills, great customer service skills, and can perform on-site effective and efficient repairs of workplace technologies. So we're talking printers and computer hardware. This is a role that does not require a degree, but it does require some experience working with, printers or computer hardware as well. And again, this is in the Chicago metro area. So if you or anyone you know that might be interested in this role, just type electronic service technician into the chat, and we will get that position description and the link to apply to you. So let us grow into the next segment of our hot jobs, and that is just providing some recruiter tips and tricks and advice from our recruiting team. And so Lucy, I know we wanted to share more information just surrounding resumes.
We do. And I guess I'd really like to start this segment by saying part of something that we really pride ourselves on in the recruiting team here at HireMilitary is taking an applicant who doesn't necessarily have the best resume and really working with them to support them in terms of improving their resume, making them a really competitive candidate on paper, and then supporting them through the interview process with prep and skills, encouragement, advice, practice. But there is one position that we recruit for, just one, within the whole of our cohort of positions that we do not extend this courtesy to. And if you were on our hot jobs last week, you would have heard us talking about it. It is the recruiter role here within our team. And that's mainly because when you are applying to a role here at HireMilitary to put your name in the ring to become a recruiter here, there's a certain level of experience, expertise, skills, and knowledge that we want you to have before you come and join our team. And this is for the permanent position. The Skillbridge one is ever so slightly different. And so as a consequence, we expect and we rely on the resume that you submit to us to really be a great demonstration of your capability and your experience. So we don't come back and ask you more questions or clarify anything. As a consequence, we have seen a huge amount of resumes come through our doors for this role because we knew it would be popular. We knew that lots of people would like to come and join our team and be part of the great things and the great mission that we perform here at HireMilitary. But we made some notes on the elements of some of the resumes that we saw that weren't so great. And we really just wanted to share those with you today to make sure that you learn from other people's mistakes or where they've gone just a little bit slightly wrong in terms of the application process. So I'm going to hand over to Brandy and Amber now, because you don't need to hear my monologue any further, and they are just going to detail some of that information.
Sure, Lucy, thanks so much for sharing all that. It gives us a little bit more insight, right? So I think the most important thing, first of all, is to know the difference between a federal and a civilian resume. if you're applying for a civilian position, there's no need to send a federal resume, much less a lengthy federal resume for that particular role. It makes sense, right, to not send that to anybody outside of the GS world, because nobody else really understands that. If you are not familiar with the difference between a federal and a civilian resumes, we would encourage you to get a career counselor from perhaps Vet Jobs. They offer career counselors to kind of help you differentiate, help you create both forms of those resumes if that's what you're pursuing. Brandy, what do you have next?
So still on that resume, understand how wrongly placed page breaks and gaps can be perceived by the reader. Lock your resume into PDF, because there's nothing worse than having most of your details on one page and then a follow-up detail on the next. It breaks the person from reading that resume. Actually, it takes you out of the moment.
Yeah, I would completely agree with that. And on that same note, I think it's really important to write your resume in that reverse chronological order, right? And don't assume that just because you've written U.S. Army in your professional summary, just because it says 20 years U.S. Army, that you don't need to allocate an employer for each one of those roles. But additionally, sometimes those small things like putting a location with U.S. Army could be huge conversation starters, or huge points that somebody that's interviewing you might be really interested. Sure, it was just a couple years at some measly location for you, but for other people, especially in the civilian world, that don't have that ability to travel and don't have an experience, that really is a great talking point for people.
Exactly. I mean, a location takes you so many places with everybody. Either I want to visit there, I've been there, let's talk about what we've seen. So let's talk about, when you're doing this resume, the keywords. So don't submit a resume for a role without keywords for that role. So many resumes we saw for the recruiter vacancy didn't have recruiter in them once. You applied for a recruiter role. Please say you do recruiting. We do perform a Control F. Everybody knows that we are looking for words. So, make sure you put in there those keywords of the role that you are applying for, please.
And on that same piece, if you're applying for a recruiter position or whatever position, make sure that the title, how you position yourself, is very closely aligned. We don't want to apply for a recruiter role with a title of a diligent service mechanic at the top. That just doesn't seem like it aligns, and maybe you won't get that look beyond that line of your resume.
Oops, sorry, I kind of muted myself for a second. So let's talk about your relevant experience. Going back to that diligent mechanic, if you had that recruiter role, if it's relevant experience and it was years ago, that's okay. Don't make us search for it. Position it at top and make reference to it so we know where we may find it. And it goes same with your LinkedIn profile. Make sure that your LinkedIn profile and your resume matches in terms of roles and dates. We do actually check, because we want to see if there might be more information on your LinkedIn, profile, what you've been interested in, looking for, who you're connected with. So please make sure those things kind of match up for you. And then my last point that I'm going to make is to make sure you include a professional summary at the top. This is very important. Think of it like the highlight reel to shout out your qualifications versus the criteria. Sometimes that's all you're going to get in front of recruiters, that professional summary. That's all we're reading. And you said you're a mechanic, you're applying for a recruiter role, you don't have keywords in there. That professional summary can really kind of grab your attention and either push you forward or have you set aside.
Wow, these are such great tips. Thank you so much, Lucy, again, for just opening up and kind of framing why we wanted to talk about resumes this week, and Amber and Brandy for providing such applicable, just, minute details surrounding different parts and pieces of a resume. We really hope this provided value to you all that are tuning in today. We did have a couple other questions earlier in the chats that I just wanted to touch on. Someone mentioned what the ideal page limit for a resume is. We always go with 2 pages. Obviously, this is different for federal resumes during civilian resumes. For civilian resumes, you really want to stay under that 2-page limit, and just being able to condense and really take use of the space, right? So distilling your information, making sure that you're using those keywords, that you're highlighting the most relevant experience, and trying to limit it to 2 pages is really what we would suggest. And then Lucy, I'm going to let you answer this question. Someone asked, how far back should they go in a 26-year career? I know that's a big question for a lot of our, career service members.
Yeah, no, absolutely. The short answer is we always expect to see 10 years worth of experience in detail on your resume. And if that takes you to 2 pages, that's the most important part, because generally in the main, your most recent experience is your most relevant experience. Now, that said, either Brandy or Amber mentioned about having previous experience to that, far back in your career that would be relevant to the role to which you're applying. So if that does relate to you, if it's 15, 20 years back, definitely do highlight that and put that in. But in reality, we tend to sort of say 10 years, 2 pages.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. And again, if there's more specific questions that we haven't been able to answer today surrounding resumes, you can type those directly in the chats now, or you can, if you're watching this later as it's recorded, type those into the chats. We are constantly going through here. It's how we frame the advice that we're giving on follow on LinkedIn Live. So please continue to type those questions in the chats. Just regarding resumes, job searching, interviews, anything related to finding your next opportunity. We want to be able to answer those questions for you. Thank you again, Lucy, Amber, and Brandy. This is a really great conversation just surrounding resumes. And we genuinely hope that it's provided value to you, our military community here that are tuning in. It's just a way that we can hopefully give back and help to propel your job search into a successful one in finding your next role. So thank you so much. Again, as we go back to talking about the opportunities that we mentioned today, if you didn't hear of anything that interested you in terms of internships or job openings, please visit our websites. We have over 200 SkillBridge internships and over 40 full-time permanent roles available to choose from, both fully remote and on-site nationwide with our clients. So please take a look. And like we mentioned, we signed a bunch of new contracts just this month. We're bringing on new positions and new openings on a weekly basis and are constantly updating those careers pages. So please check in there routinely. And if you haven't joined our talent pipeline yet, on our careers page, there's a place where if you didn't find anything of interest, you can go ahead and join our talent pipeline. If you're part of our pipeline, we email you first when we have new roles that come on. So that's a great way just to be in the loop and get that information first on any new opportunities that we bring on here at HireMilitary. So again, thank you so much for all of your engagement in the comments. It's always so great, again, for us to learn more about our military community and just learn more about where you are, where you're tuning in from. If you're in your transition process, where you are in that process, or if you are just, a veteran or military spouse job searching, what you're looking for. We want to be able to provide opportunities that are really meaningful for our community. So thank you all so much for your continued engagement. And again, we just have had such a great year here, being able to interact with you through these LinkedIn Lives and hope to provide more value for you going into next year. We will be taking next week off in terms of hot jobs. We will not have a broadcast next week. We will be spending that time with our families. We hope that you all are doing the same, but we will be back again January 4th, ready to hit the year running in 2022 with more great opportunities for our military community. Lucy, Amber, Brandy, thank you so much always for joining me. Love this time with you and with our military community. So thank you so much for being here. We hope that everyone has happy holidays and a fantastic new year. And we will see you in 2022 for another Hot Jobs with HireMilitary. Take care.
Bye.